mind. But first, here's Tony Whitney with the brand new Pontiac Firefly Convertible.
If I'd been told a few months ago there'd be a Pontiac Firefly Convertible, I'd never have believed it. But it's here, and it works pretty darn well, too. You only have to go back about 10 years to find a market that only had convertibles at the upper end of the price spectrum. After the Mercedes SLs, Rolls-Royce Corniches, and the like, your choice was just about confined to a sunroof. But since then, the public thirst for ragtops has seen no bounds. Just about everybody is offering some kind of conveyance for bugs-in-the-teeth motoring. In the Firefly's case, you can get the wind in your hair for entry-level dollars. The Firefly is built for Pontiac in Japan by Suzuki, and is thus related to the Chevy Sprint and Suzuki Swift. As such, its origins lie in a tiny hatchback, and it's something of a mystery how it was transformed into convertible form. Transformed it was, though, and it has to be the cutest little sportster to come along in years. It doesn't have the sleek looks of some of its rivals, thanks to its ancestors, but it does have great character and individuality. Power, if power is the right word, comes from a tiny 1-litre 3-cylinder engine with electronic fuel injection. Our test car came with a 3-speed automatic, but you can order a 5-speed manual. Clearly, this is no barn burner, but it does have great fuel economy and it's fun to drive. Transport Canada rates it at 5.85 litres per 100 kilometres in all-around driving with the automatic. Don't expect to hit 100 kilometres per hour in much less than 13 seconds with this car, but remember that it'll only set you back around $13,000, which is excellent value. Getting the top down is fairly straightforward. Pop out the moulded plastic cover panel and swing the outer panels clear to make room for the top as it folds. Undo just one latch, and the whole thing tucks neatly away with no obstruction of rear vision. Reposition the plastic covers, and you have as neat a ragtop stowage system as you'll find anywhere. This is strictly a 2-seater. There is some stowage behind the front seats. One surprise, though, is a fairly usefully sized trunk that'll take a set of golf clubs or a decent quantity of other cargo. My main complaint about this car is the low position of its seats. Sitting in the Firefly like being immersed in one of those old-fashioned bathtubs you see in Western movies. What it must be like for someone smaller than me, I can't imagine. One does get lots of headroom, but I still can't figure out why the seats are set so low. On the other hand, the seats are comfortable, and our car was trimmed in a nice tweed fabric edged with a rather garish yellow piping. Otherwise, the driver gets a very basic set of instruments, and lighting and wiper controls conveniently positioned on the edge of the dash cable. For such a small car, the maker has taken good care of interior stowage. Apart from door-located map pockets, there's a lid console box with quite a lot of room inside. You also get a change holder, and even a gadget that slides out and takes a couple of cans of pop. There are full-sized Oldsmobiles with less stowage than this little Firefly. A look around the market to find a competitive ragtop will reveal absolutely nothing. If you must go topless, the nearest equivalent is probably Suzuki's Samurai Convertible, but that's in a different vehicle class. Some people I showed the Firefly to said they'd scrape up the extra cash for a Mazda Miata, but that means several $1,000s more. For the time being at least, the Firefly is in a class of its own. At last, Ted, a ragtop for the thrifty.
In a class zone, this one failed class. I don't like anything about this car. This is a piece of junk.
No.
This is a terrible car. Look, just because you put a soft top on a car doesn't mean it's all right. Edsel made convertibles. They were terrible too. This thing is tinny, cheaply made, badly finished, underpowered, uncomfortable, and as ugly as a mud fence. I don't like anything about the car. I was embarrassed to be seen in it.
Ted, you can be frank with me on this.
I hated this car. It was just awful. It drove me crazy.
It's $13,000, way under a VW Rabbit, whatever it's called these days, a cabriolet,
right.
Golf. Convertible cost you about $22,000. This one costs around $13,000. It's got a neat little folding top.
This is such a fragile design. They shouldn't have removed hardtop. The Swift or the Sprint, whatever you want to call it, Firefly, is a fine car as a hardtop hatchback, no problem. But this is a travesty. The structural integrity of this thing is terrible. If it wasn't so small, when you went around corners, it would actually bend. It's badly made.
I mean, the car's not going to be driven like a Porsche Cabrio, Ted. I mean, this is nobody's going to tear around.
You want to bet? People that buy it will drive that way.
us to do that with that little engine. And I mean, I think that structural integrity doesn't count quite so much with a car in this particular class.
Oh, yeah? Tell that to the guy that's driving along when the wheels fall off. I tell you, it means a lot to this car. I'm sorry to sort of override you here, but this thing, it really, as far as I'm concerned, is worse than a kit car. It should not be on the road. I really have strong feelings about it.
But it's built as well as other Fireflies and
no,
products?
not with hardtops.
You're only talking about structural integrity. I think it's integrated enough for most of the use it's going to get. Okay, let me sum up here. On the bad side, the power was pretty low, and the seat position was also very low. I didn't like that at all. On the plus side, it was very cheap. Styling, I liked the styling. Ted hated the styling. Fuel economy was excellent, and the convertible top worked very well indeed and tucked away very neatly. Driving dollar value, I give this 7/8 of a tank.
I'll be right back with some tips on tire wear.